the right fielder, Walker Freeman. And the Highlanders send to the mound to start game 2, Griffin Lewis. For Griffin Lewis, this will be his 13th appearance of the year. His 5th start, 3 wins, no losses, no saves. And 23 2/3 innings. He's allowed 14 runs, and 12 of those are earned off of 15 hits. He's walked 10 and struck out 22. Opponent's hitting 170 off of Lewis, who has a 4.56 earned run average. Griffin Lewis gets the start on the hill, the 5'10", 165-pound freshman from Flower Mound Marcus High School. Facing the Vernon team that came in today's play, hitting .338. During the first game, I mentioned that these two teams are among the top 10 in runs scored in Division I junior college baseball. Expected a high-scoring game, and sure enough, there was 15 runs scored in that first game, with the Highlanders winning by a score of 9-6. So here we are, ready for game 2 with Eric Masonette stepping up to the left side to face the right-hander Griffin Lewis. And the first pitch is down low for ball 1 at 2:45 to start our second ball game. One other score that we do have from conference play today in the first game of a twin bill out in Cisco. Grayson run-ruled Cisco 15-0. Next pitch is up high. 2 balls and no strikes on Masonette. Masonette comes in the leading hitter for the Chaparrals, hitting .448 now on the year. Takes a pitch for a strike. 4 for 8 against McLennan in this series. He went 1 for 2 in our first game with a run scored. Also walked a couple of times. Switch hitter. The 2-1. Foul tipped. It gets part of A.J. Goitia. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield for the Highlanders, Daniel Harden in left, McLean Helton in center, and Walker Freeman is in right. On the infield, you got Cage McLeod at third, Sherman Johnson the shortstop, Spencer Budd at second base, Dayton LaChance at first. Home plate umpire Mickey Cochran going to give A.J. Goitia a little extra time to shake off that foul tip. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Masonette. Ground ball foul. Masonette a tough out. 81 hits on the year to lead the team. Has scored a team-leading 77 runs. Another 2-2 pitch. This is low and inside. Count goes full. Another great day for baseball at Bosque River Ballpark. Game time temperature of 85 degrees. Pitch is hit in the air to right field. Going over is the right fielder, Freeman. He's not going to be able to get to it as it gaps between he and Helton, the center fielder, and headed for third. And will slide in safely is Masonette with a leadoff triple. Team leading 6th triple of the year for Eric Masonette. On his 82nd hit of the season. Now here's Irvin Leonard. Freshman out of Little Elm, Texas in the Dallas area. First pitch fastball on the inside corner at the belt for a strike. Chased after a pitch, according to our home plate umpire, Mickey Cochran. 0-2. Fastball out, that gets away from Goitia, but not far enough for Masonette to move up. One ball, two strikes. That win by Grayson over Cisco is their 23rd in conference play, and Grayson will finish their conference schedule with that second game today out in Cisco. Pitch is down, 2 balls and 2 strikes. With the Highlanders sitting at 18 wins and now 5 games left in conference play, the best they can do is 23 wins on the year. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off at the plate and dribbles back to the on-deck circle on the third base side. Two very important series being played in Waco and Cisco today. For all teams involved, Vernon is fighting with Cisco for that 4th spot in the postseason. The 2-2. That's lined into the glove of the third baseman of McLeod. He'll look, Masonette back to the bag. 1 out. McLeod positioned perfectly to take that line drive and make an out of it. 1 out. Now here's the 3-hole hitter, Cooper Thomas. Thomas in our first game was 0 for 4. Just 1 for 10 against the Highlanders in the series so far. Takes a pitch for a strike at the knees on the outside third. Thomas, the team leader in doubles with 21. That's in for strike 2. Little off-speed breaking ball at the belt. Inside third. 0-2. Big feather in the hat for Griffin Lewis here if he can get the strikeout. He does on a foul tip into the mid of Goitia. First strikeout for Griffin Lewis. 2 outs now. Runner still at third base, and here's Anthony Talpa, the designated hitter. Talpa hitting .291 after going 1 for 4 in our first game with a run scored. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Masonette at third, hoping to score after a leadoff triple. Lewis trying to leave him there. Check the swing. Probably should have pulled the trigger. It's strike 2 on the inside third, just above the belt. No balls and 2 strikes. Lewis a pitch away from getting out of an early jam. The 0-2. High and away. Can't get him to chase after that one. Pretty good location on 0-2. From Griffin Lewis. Fouled off. Once again, tried to get him to go after something not quite in the zone, but he got the bat handle on it. Kept the at-bat alive at 1 and 2. Fastball just misses the outside corner. Borderline call goes the way of the batter. We get Deuces Wild at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Just misses the corner. Goes full. Lewis wants a different baseball. That one doesn't have a strike in it. I want one that'll get a strikeout and get me out of this inning. Puffy white clouds overhead on a partly cloudy afternoon. Wind blowing out to left, only about 5 to 10. Nice day for baseball here at McLennan Field. 3-2 pitch. That's lined into left field. Daniel Harden will make the catch for the 3rd out to retire the side. For Vernon in the first, no runs on a leadoff triple. There was no errors, and that one man was left on base. We go to the bottom of the first with our score, Vernon 0 and McLennan coming to bat.
This is why you need Centex Primetime. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
Need video or audio solutions? Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency, can transform any event. Check this out. We're talking live streaming that's crisp and clear, event audio that hits every note, and church video and audio solutions that'll enhance worship. Corporate events, we got those on lock too. From concerts to conferences, Lighthouse Streaming and Audio makes your vision shine. Book your appointment now at lighthousestreaming.com or call 254-252-4206 for a free consultation. Let's elevate your event and light up the stage.
I was on that front.
Starting pitcher for Vernon, Chance Fouts. 6 foot 205 freshman out of Spring Branch in the Houston area. For Fouts, this is his 13th appearance of the year, his second start. 5 wins, 4 losses, no saves, 37 innings pitched. He's allowed 50 runs, 44 earned off 43 hits. He's walked 27, struck out 30. Faces Sherman Johnson to start off the Highlander first inning. Batter's hitting .368 against Fouts, who has a 10.70 earned run average. Johnson starts this game hitting .308 on the year. In our first game, he went 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Had a solo home run, also walked. The 2-0 is outside. Johnson, 6'2", 165-pound freshman out of Conyers, Georgia. Called a strike on the inside corner. Goes to 3-1. He leads the team in doubles with 15, tied for the team lead in triples with 3. Top base stealer with 14. A swing and a miss. Big cut on the 3-1. Takes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is fouled off. Stays at 3-2. Again, Weatherford is taking the week off from conference play. There on top of the standings. Pitch is fouled off. But Grayson, if they can win that second game out in Cisco, I believe will overtake the Weatherford Coyotes for first place. The final series of the year for Weatherford and Vernon are against each other. Pitch is swung on, a high fly ball out toward left center field. Center fielder, left fielder converge. It's the left fielder Leonard who will make the call and the catch for out number 1.
Now batting number 9, Spencer Budd.
Johnson retired. 1 out. Now here's Spencer Butt. Spencer was 2 for 3 in our first game with a run scored. One of his 2 hits was a double. He also picked up an RBI in our first game. Got his average up 10 points to 366. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Pitch hits him. Been bearing inside with a fastball. Got him on the hip. He is hit for the 3rd time this year. Comes a 1-out base runner for Marcus Smith. Marcus played center field in our first game. He's the designated hitter here in game 2. 0 for 1 in our first game, but got an RBI with a sacrifice fly. He was also hit by a pitch and walked. Hitting .320 on the year now. Six foot, 190-pound sophomore from Harlem, New York. Checked the swing, didn't check it in time. Recognized the breaking ball, but couldn't hold back. But with a decent lead at first base. Smith swings over the top of another breaking ball. 0-2. Move up in the front of the box, you might hit that one. Nothing in 2, the count. Takes a pitch low this time. Learned to lay off of it. Go to first base. Keep Butt honest over there. Just the top of the zone with that one. Goes to 2-2. Next week, the final week of the regular season in the Northern Texas Junior College Conference. Highlanders finish off with a home-and-home series with North Central. Pitch on the inside corner, call strike 3. Smith goes down looking for the first strikeout recorded by Chance Fouts. Passes the bat to Daniel Harden. Harden was 0 for 2 in our first game, but scored a couple of runs. Thanks to a reaching on a walk and an error in the 6th and 7th inning. He scored a couple of times, other time a couple of ground outs. 1-0 the count. Takes a pitch outside, 2 balls and no strikes on the sophomore out of Prairieville, Louisiana. He's headed to LSU next year. Gonna play for the Bengal Tigers. Hitting .353 on the season. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. 2-1. 2 outs, runner at first. Harden tried to cash in on the freebie. Swings over the top of a breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Pitch is low and inside. Spencer Bluff made a bluff to second base. Count goes full now, 3-2. Little dribbler up the third base side that's going to be foul. Spencer Budd having to return to first base after the sprint to second base. He'll be off with the pitch again. Outside, ball 4. So a couple of freebies on the bases for the RBI leader on the team, Dayton LaChance. Dayton with a game-winning home run in our first game, a grand slam in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's his 14th home run of the year. And now gives him 69 RBI on the season. Takes a slider out for ball 1. 6'4", 240 sophomore out of Sherbrooke Quebec in Canada, headed to Oklahoma next year. That's hit well to center field. The center fielder, Dixon, going back, looking up. It's treetop tall and over the batter's eye in center field. A home run for Dayton LaChance gives the Highlanders a 3-0 lead in the first. Two home runs and 7 RBIs in his last 2 at-bats for Dayton LaChance. This one clears the batter's eye in center field, some 400 feet away from the plate.
Now batting number 6, McLennan.
And the couple of freebies are cashed in by LaChance. Helton hits a one-hopper to the shortstop, Masonette. He gets it over to first base. Helton is retired on the first pitch, 6-3, but the Highlanders get 3 runs. They do it on one big blast from Dayton LaChance. There was no errors, and there was nobody left on base. We played 1 in our scores. McLennan 3 and Vernon nothing.
Line, look. Look. I was on that front line. Man, they finna tell us. Look. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time? Search what you can't find. I do it for them days that we couldn't shine. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time?
This is why you need Centex Primetime. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
Leading off number 4, Vernon.
Joey Durham leads it off for Vernon here in the top of the second. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Griffin Lewis with 23 pitches thrown in the first inning. Gave up a leadoff triple, but left him stranded at third base with a fly out, a strikeout, and a line out to left. Durham batting in the 5 spot for the Chaparrals. Watches a pitch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Freshman out of Texas City, Texas. Tied for the home run lead with 11. Takes a pitch down. They'll ask to first base, and Caleb Overstreet says he did not go. Two balls and 1 strike. The count on Joey Duran. Hits this one in the air toward the gap in right center field. The center fielder Helton going over will make the catch for the first out. Good job by Helton to pick that one up off the bat and get over in time to make the catch. 1 out, and now here's George Oliveira, the right fielder. He's a freshman out of Puerto Rico, 6'3", 210. 2 for 4 in our first game. Triple that contest, hits this one through the 6 hole and the left field. Far base knock. First or second hit of the game for the Chaparrals.
Now batting number 13, catcher, Vernon.
1 on, 1 out. Here's the catcher Ridings. He's had a hit in every game of this series so far, as he went 1 for 3 with a run scored in our first game. Also had a walk and a strikeout in that contest. First pitch curveball, he fouls off himself for strike 1. Pitch misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right in the heart of the strike zone, right at the knees. Pretty pitch from Griffin Lewis to take it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Highlanders will be in Gainesville on Wednesday. Back home next Saturday. Breaking ball misses outside. Takes it to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vernon, meanwhile, is at home on Wednesday and on the road on Saturday against Weatherford. Hit right back up the middle. And the center field back-to-back singles with 1 out has something brewing for Vernon here in the second. Ridings now with a hit in every game of this series. 4 for 10 against Highlander pitching. It's up Michael Russell, the second baseman. 0 for 2 in our first game, but did score a run as he walked. Takes a slider for a strike. Lewis worked out of trouble in the first when he gave up a leadoff triple. Now he's got 2 on with 1 out here in the second. Ball breaks out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Russell's out of Denton, Texas, 6'1", 170-pound freshman. Hitting .254 on the year now. Hits this one foul over to the third base dugout occupied by the Highlanders. The count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Missed with a high fastball. Run it to 2-2. Just 7 extra base hits for Russell this year. 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Caught the inside corner at the knees. Second strikeout recorded by Griffin Lewis. Now there's 2 out with 2 on, and the 9-hole hitter Will Dixon at the plate. Dixon 1 for 3 in our first game. 2 for 9 in this series against McLennan. A sophomore out of Rusk, Texas. 6'1", 175. Takes the first pitch a little above the zone for ball 1. Oliveira's at second. He's single with 1 out. Ridings followed that single with a bingle of his own. He's at first. Tying run at the plate. Breaking ball. Breaks out of the zone. 2 balls, no strikes. Good job by Dixon to lay off of that pitch. He had a notion, but held up. Fastball's in for a strike. Might be the last batter for Lewis. Gets that to foul off. In that first game, the Highlander coaching staff showed that they wanted their pitchers just to go through the batting order 1 time, then they change pitchers. Only time they didn't do that, it got them in trouble in the 7th inning. As Vernon scored 5 in that 7th inning and wound up taking the lead. The Highlanders won it in the bottom of the 7th on a home run. Ground ball to Spencer Budd at second base. He gets it over to Lachance for the 3rd out to retire the side. Vernon in the 2nd, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the 2nd with our score, McLennan 3 and Vernon nothing.
Need video or audio solutions? Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency, can transform any event. Check this out. We're talking live streaming that's crisp and clear, event audio that hits every note, and church video and audio solutions that'll enhance worship. Corporate events, we got those on lock too. From concerts to conferences, Lighthouse Streaming and audio makes your vision shine. Book your appointment now at lighthousestreaming.com or call 254-252-4206 for a free consultation. Let's elevate your event and light up the stage.
I was on that front.
Chance Fouts needed 25 pitches to get through the 1st inning. It was the 24th pitch that caused him trouble. That's the one that Dayton Lachance deposited over the batter's eye in center field for a 3-0 Highlander lead. So he faces the bottom 3rd of the batting order here in the Highlanders 2nd. Cage McLeod, A.J. Guaitia, and Walker Freeman, the first 3.
Now batting number 7.
Scheduled to face Chance Fouts. McLeod, a freshman from nearby China Spring, 6'1", 195. 1 for 2 in our first game with a run scored and an RBI. Got his average up above 300 again at 302. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Now 5 for 8 against Vernon pitching in this series. With a couple of runs and 5 RBIs. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. He had a grand slam home run on Tuesday out in Vernon. Highlanders have hit 2 grand slams against Chaparral pitching now. A 1-1. That's low and away. Infield for the Chaparrals, Joey Duran at 3rd, Eric Masonette, the shortstop, Michael Russell at second base, Cooper Thomas at 1st. 2-1 pitch is still inside. It goes to 3-1. The outfield for the Chaparrals, Irvin Leonard in left, Will Dixon in center, George Oliveira in right. Catcher Ridings is doing the catching here in game 2. He was the DH in game 1. 3-1 pitch to McLeod. Down low, ball 4. He'll take the leadoff walk.
Number 19, A.J. Guaitia.
37th walk he's collected this year. Goes up A.J. Guaitia. 5'11", 190-pound sophomore out of Wesley Chapel, Florida. Transferred into McLennan this year. Squares the bunt, punts it in the air, but it's going to fall. The third baseman picks it up on the bare hand, throws to second base, and they're going to get McLeod. McLeod was kind of in no man's land with that thing being popped up. He had to hesitate at first base. When it finally hit terra firma, he had to take off, and it ends up just being a fielder's choice for Guaitia as McLeod is erased 5-4 for the first out. And now here's Walker Freeman. Freeman 0 for 2 in our first game. Hitting .220 on the season. Getting his second consecutive start against the Chaparrals. He got a pinch hit out in Vernon on Tuesday. He's 0 for 3 in this series to this point. Hits this one in the air. Left side of the infield, Mason at the shortstop will make the catch for out number 2. OT at first base with 2 outs in the top of the order. Sherman Johnson steps up to the plate. Johnson came to McLennan from Dallas Baptist. He's headed to Arkansas next. Swings at the first pitch and hits a shot out to left field. Fair or foul is the only question. It's a fair ball. It's treetop tall and over the wall, and a 5-0 lead for McLennan. Home run number 7 on the year for Sherman Johnson, and RBIs 34 and 35. The Highlanders with 2 home runs lead it 5-0. Now here's Spencer Butt, hit by a pitch and scored his first time up. 3-run shot by LaChance and a 2-run homer by Johnson. That's provided the 5 runs for McLennan. Only 2 hits on the board. Butt takes a healthy cut. Comes up empty. No ball, 1 ball and 1 strike on the Highlander second baseman. .5'10", 185-pound freshman out of Davie, Florida, by way of Florida State. Has a count of 2 balls and 1 strike on him. Just did get out of the way of that one. Almost hit for a second time as the fastball breezed by his front elbow. 3 balls and 1 strike. The leadoff walk basically comes back to haunt the Chaparrals here. 3-1. High and away, ball 4. Another free base for Spencer Butt. That's the 3rd walk given up by Chance Fouts. 2 outs, 1 on, and here's Marcus Smith. 36th walk collected by Spencer Butt this year. Marcus called out on strikes his first time up. Hitting .317 at this at bat. Checks the swing on the first pitch, didn't check it in time at strike 1. Just 1 for 10 against Vernon so far in this series.
Come on, Marcus.
Pitch is outside. Nice job by Ridings, the catcher, to reach out behind the left-handed batter's box and keep that from going to the backstop. Spencer Butt is 8 for 11 in the stolen base department over at first base. That's in for a strike. 1-2 the count on the Highlander designated hitter out of Harlem. In his 68th career game, fouls off a pitch as Butt was off with the pitch.
Keep battling, find a way.
Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Throw to first base to hold Spencer a little closer to the bag. Fly ball to right field and deep. The right fielder going back at the track will make the catch for the 3rd out to retire the side. McLennan, though, and the second gets 2 runs thanks to the 2-run homer by Sherman Johnson. That was on just 1 hit. No errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 2 in our scores. McLennan 5 and Vernon nothing.
Line, look, look. I was on that front line. Man, they finna tell us. Look, I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time? Search what you can't find. I do it for them days that we couldn't shine. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time?
This
Griffin Lewis will come out to work his 3rd inning as the starter for McLennan. He's been through the batting order 1 time, has given up no runs on 3 hits. He has walked nobody and struck out 2. Shortstop Eric Masonette leads it off. He tripled his first time up, but was left stranded. Swings over the top of a breaking ball for strike 1. He's got a hit in every game of this series now, 5 for 9 against McLennan pitching. He's taken his season average from 447 to a team leading 451. The 0-1 ground ball first base side, but foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Good job of fouling off the pitch by Masonette. Getting a pretty good crowd here at Bosque River Ballpark on this nice spring afternoon. Temperature in the low 80s. Mostly cloudy sky now, blocking the sun. Foul ball, first base side. Stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Masonette a tough out. Picked up 77 hits on the year now and has scored a team high 82 runs. Lewis, another 0-2 pitch. That's bounced up the middle of the diamond. Spencer Butt gets to it near the bag. His throw to first base is in time to get Masonette. Nice play by Spencer Butt. Momentum going away from the throw and still able to get enough mustard on it to get it over to LaChance for the out. Made it look easy. Believe me, it's not. Well, here's Irvin Leonard popped out, or excuse me, lined out to the 3rd baseman his first time up. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, he thought he had an RBI with Masonette at 3rd base when he hit a line drive down the left side, but the 3rd baseman got in the way of it. Cues this one off the end of the bat to the first base dugout. Behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Good pitch. Come get him.
The 0-2. Missed upstairs, try to get him to chase after something above the zone. Select ball team that showed up. Quite a few folks watching the ball game here. The 1-2. Tried to dot the outside corner and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. on the inside corner at the knees for a strike. Pat Irvin froze up. Second out. Third strikeout for Griffin Lewis. 2 up and 2 down here in the third. Here's Cooper Thomas. He was one of those strikeout victims back in the first inning.
Right here.
Thomas is from Granbury. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it into the screen behind home plate. Sophomore, 5'11", 225. Has just 1 hit and 11 trips to the plate against McLennan. Swings over the top of that pitch that falls off the table. 0-2. Lewis trying to get his first 3 up, 3 down frame of the game. High fastball. He lays off of it.
All right, come get him.
1-2. Breaking ball stays outside. Started that at the plate and worked its way off.
Out, AJ.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top half of the third inning. Ground ball toward the 4-hole. Spencer Butt can't get to it. It gets into right field for a base hit. 2-out single. For Cooper Thomas is the 4th hit of the game
Now batting number 7.
for the Chaparrals. Brings up Anthony Talpa, who lined out to left field to end the first inning. 0-for-1 has him 3 for 12 against the Highlanders this week. Takes the first pitch below the zone for ball 1. Highlanders have a game on Monday here at Bosque River Ballpark. A 6 o'clock first pitch for that one. We're going to play under the lights against Tyler on Monday. Breaking ball's in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll be the last non-conference game on the schedule for McLennan. Be the 4th time they've played Tyler this year. 1-1. That's hit on the ground through the 6-hole. Harden will pick it up and get it back into the infield. Back-to-back singles with 2 outs. Viking Chaparral's trying to get something going here. I have to start finding myself with the number of times I say Vikings. Here comes Peter Stark, the pitching coach. He may have the hook with him. Batters face now for Griffin Lewis in the start. Again, in our first game today, they basically only let the pitchers go 1 time through the batting order. It looks like they're going to hang on with Griffin Lewis here. Just kind of a attaboy session. You can get it done. This is a 5-hole hitter, Joey Duran, flew out to center field his last time up. Takes the first pitch, strike at the knees on the inside third. Duran asking exactly where that was. Mickey Cochran says it was a strike. Duran at 5'7", 185 pounds. Freshman's a hard target to hit at the plate. Bounced in. Coitia stops it and keeps everybody where they are. Not only is he 5'7", but he kind of has a Ricky Henderson stance at the plate. Really minimizes that strike zone for pitchers to hit. After going 1 for 3 in our first game today, he's hitting .386 on the year. Takes a pitch inside and low. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 for 11 against the Highlanders this week. They hit in every game so far. 2-1. Breaking ball's out. And goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 are out on a ground out and a strikeout. With Thomas and Talpa back-to-back singles. It's 2 on for Joey Duran. Ground ball. Sherman Johnson gets to it and will flip to the second baseman for the out. Nice play by Sherman Johnson, the shortstop, to retire Talpa 6-4. Fielder's choice for Duran ends the inning. Vernon gets no runs on 2 hits, no Highlander errors, and 2 runners were left on base. Head to the bottom of the third with our score: McLennan 5 and Vernon 0.
This is why you need Centex Primetime. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
Need video or audio solutions? Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency, can transform any event. Check this out. We're talking live streaming that's crisp and clear, event audio that hits every note, and church video and audio solutions that'll enhance worship. Corporate events, we got those on lock too. From concerts to conferences, Lighthouse Streaming and Audio makes your vision shine. Book your appointment now at lighthousestreaming.com or call 254-252-4206 for a free consultation. Let's elevate your event and light up the stage.
I was on that front line.
Chance Fouts has thrown 44 pitches through 2 innings as the starter for Vernon. He's only given up 2 hits, but unfortunately they're both round trippers with runners on base. A 3-run homer in the first, a 2-run homer in the second. He faces 4, 5, and 6 in the Highlander order here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Daniel Harden will start it off. He walked and scored his first time up. Run was his 56th run scored this year, which leads the team. He hadn't missed a game. He started all 50 games this season, or all 51 games now for the Highlanders. This is game 51. Up in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Tried to get out of the way of it, but couldn't. That's the 15th time he's been hit by a pitch, and that's the most by any Highlander. And once again, the Highlanders have a base runner to lead off the inning on a freebie.
Now batting number 49, Dayton LaChance.
He's up Dayton LaChance. In today's doubleheader, he is 3 for 5. With 3 runs scored on 2 homers and 7 RBI. 3-run shot over the batter's eye his first time up in this one. Takes a pitch inside for ball 1. 6'4", 240-pound sophomore. Hitting .351 for his career here at McLennan. Not sure what that was. Is that a balk? Yeah, sure enough, they're going to give him a balk for that. Harden will go down to second base. Don't know what happened to Fouts there, but he double clutched on the mound. So it's a balk that puts Harden in scoring position for LaChance. Looking for his 73rd RBI of the year. Fouls off and just cued that one off the end of the bat to the first base on deck circle. He's got 8 RBIs in this series. And 4 for 12 against Vernon pitching. Slider misses outside, goes to 2-1. He's going to be Oklahoma Sooner next year, playing for Tyler Johnson's dad, Skip Johnson, the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. 2-1 pitch, low and inside, 3-1. with first base open. I don't blame them for being very careful. The Dayton LaChance.
Win it.
Up and in, ball 4.
Win it. Come on, Mac, nice and easy.
So 2 on and nobody out.
Now batting number 6, McLean Helton.
Shots walked for the 18th time this year. Here's McLean Helton. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up before he comes to the plate. We're going to have a visit to the mound, and looks like that may be it for Chance Fouts. Devin McIntosh is out and asked for the baseball. He's gone to the bullpen. So Chance Fouts goes 2 innings. So far, he's given up 5 runs on just 2 base hits. He has walked 4, I believe. Let me double check that. He's walked 4, struck out only 1. Leaves the game with property on the base pass with Harden at second and LaChance at first base. And the new pitcher for the Vernon Chaparrals is Grant McLennan. He's from right here in Waco, 6'3", 195-pound freshman. He's got the best earned run average on the team. His 16th appearance of the year. He's 4-0 with no saves. In 31 1/3 innings, he's allowed 20 runs. 17 are earned on 27 hits. He's walked 15 and struck out 28. Opponents hitting .229 off of McLennan, who has a 4.80 earned run average. For the Waco and Grant McLennan now on the hill for the Vernon Chaparrals. Former Highlander assistant coach Dub Kilgo was here earlier and told me he did some coaching and instruction with Grant McLennan in his time here in Waco. Nobody out, 2 on. Highlanders halfway to a run rule win. As McLean Helton steps to the plate. Freshman from Cy Woods High School in the Houston area, 6'2", 185. He's 2 for 3 today in the doubleheader. Squares the bunt, pulls back on the pitch that bounces in for ball 1. I don't know if that's just to disturb the pitcher or if they're really thinking of moving the runners up. The shot's not being held at first, but doesn't have much of a lead there. He does square the bunt, pulls back on the pitch inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Working back.
Bunts that one off the plate, foul. Not real happy with his performance there.
Don't miss it.
Just trying to get the ball down. Chaparrals are playing with the third baseman back. Durant even behind the bag at third. They're looking to get the lead runner if they can, or just going to let him have the sacrifice if that's what Helton decides to do. He does square and bunts at third base side, but foul. So the question is the bunt still on at 2 balls and 2 strikes?
Josiah, win it.
Harden hit by a pitch. LaChance walked. Highlanders trying to add to a 5-0 lead. 2-2 pitch. Misses outside, goes full. Helton, a pretty good contact hitter. See if they send the runners in motion here. stay put. Pitch is low and inside, ball 4. McLennan walks the first batter he faces. That's the 5th walk collected by the Highlanders, and they've loaded the bases on freebies here in the 3rd. The batter is Cage McLeod. McLeod had a grand slam home run against Vernon on Tuesday. Part of that 7-0 win in game 2. Highlanders trying to take the series 3-1 with a win here after winning the first game today. Pitch bounces in for ball 1. Right now, you know, McLeod's taking until he gets a strike. Gonna make McLennan prove to him that he can throw strikes. These two guys may have faced each other before, both being from the Central Texas area, one from China Spring, one from Midway. 1-0. Taken inside and high, 2 balls and no strikes. Or they may have even played select ball together somewhere along the way, being right here in Central Texas. Get a reset of the pitch clock. The 2-0 pitch is up high. Cloud looking for his 44th RBI of the year with the bases full and a 3-0 count. With a strike on the inside corner at the belt. Clinton finally settles down. Harden at 3rd, LaChance at 2nd, Helton at 1st. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled into the screen. Well, now McLennan a strike away from getting his first out. Trying to coax a ground ball to get a double play. Vernon playing back in the infield looking for the twin killing. They'll give up the run to get 2 outs. A 3-2 pitch. Up high, ball 4. Cloud with the easy RBI. Makes it 6-0 in favor of the Highlanders, and they're all on freebies. Brings up the catcher, A.J. Guaitia. It's the first pitch he sees deep to left field. It is treetop tall and over the wall. A grand slam home run for A.J. Guaitia. Gives the Highlanders a 10-0 lead.
Now batting number 10, Walker Freeman.
Guaitia's 7th home run of the year. And RBIs 34, 35, 36, and 37 on the year. Highlanders with 10 runs on just 3 hits. Here's Walker Freeman. First pitch is in for a strike. 2 of those runs go on the ledger of Chance Fouts. He'll give up 6 runs in his outing today on just 2 hits. 3 of them belong to Grant McLennan. Pitch bounces in. Seven runs given up by Fouts in the game on just 2 hits. Pitch is fouled over the third base dugout, out of play by Freeman.
Okay, win it.
Walker 0 for 3 in today's doubleheader, batting in the 9 spot.
Come on, babe.
1-2. In for a strike. 3. Freeman called out on strikes. First strikeout for McLennan. Second strikeout for Vernon pitching. 1 out. Sherman Johnson, the top of the order at the plate. Johnson is 3 for 5 in the day's twin bill. Takes the first pitch down for ball 1. He's also hit 2 home runs today and picked up 3 RBIs, a 2-run homer back in the second. As he 1 for 2 in this one with a fly out to left his first time up. Takes a pitch above the letters. 2-0 the count. Another right-hander warming up in the Vernon bullpen. That's in for a strike at the knees on the inside third. Borderline call goes the way of the pitcher.
Not you, Sherm.
Right-hander getting loose for Vernon is Cooper Sinning. Johnson fouls that one off.
Work it out, Sherm.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's hit to center field. Getting under it, though, is the center fielder, Dixon. He waits for it to drop out of the Waco afternoon and squeezes it for out number 2.
Now batting number 9, Spencer Butt.
Brings the 8th batter of the inning to the plate, and Spencer Butt. No official trips yet. Hit by a pitch and walked, and he's also scored a run. Two for 3 in today's doubleheader with a couple of runs scored. Ball 1. Highlanders got a run with a bases loaded walk and then a grand slam from Goitia to score 5 here in the third. Pitch misses down and out. 2 balls and no strikes. Must have been outside. 3-0 the count. Called a strike at the knees. Reached after one, sent it into foul territory, third base side. Duran gets over and makes the catch for the third out to retire the side. But the Highlanders put 5 runs on the board. They do it on just 1 base hit. There were no errors, and there was nobody left on base. We've played 3 on the new scores. McLennan 10 and Vernon nothing.
I was on that front line. They finna tell us. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time? Search what you can't find. I do it for them days that we couldn't shine. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time?
This
New pitcher for McLennan as Vernon comes to bat here in the top half of the fourth inning. Taking over for the starter, Griffin Lewis, is Gavin McCullough. McCullough, 5'10", 195-pound freshman from Lake Travis High School in Austin. Won't overpower you with a fastball at 86 to 88, but he'll a good strike thrower with a slider and a curve. For McCullough, this will be his 11th appearance of the year. No wins, no losses, no saves. 13 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 9 runs, 3 are earned on 13 hits. He's walked only 4 while striking out 10. Opponent's hitting .241 off of McCullough, who has a 1.98 earned run average. Georgia Oliveira, right fielder, first batter he faces, and he lines one foul down the left side. Oliveira singled his first time up. That was a one-out single, but he got left stranded at second base. Now 2 for 5 in today's doubleheader. Fouls this one to the backstop. 0-2 the count. Griffin Lewis goes the first 3, gives up no runs on 5 hits. Walked nobody, struck out 3. Nice start for Griffin Lewis here in game 2 of the day's doubleheader. Highlanders trying to win the series. Breaking ball misses high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Teams split the doubleheader in Vernon on Tuesday. Highlanders took the first game today on a walk-off in the 7th inning, 9-6. That bounces in. Goitia somehow manages to block it with his bare hand. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In that first game today, the Chaparrals got 5 runs in the top of the 7th to take a 6-5 lead, but the Highlanders got a grand slam from Dayton LaChance in the bottom of the 7th to win it 9-6. 2-2 pitch. That's hit well down the left side. The only question is fair or foul, and it's going to hook foul. Got every bit of that one, but got out in front. Another 2-2 pitch on its way. That one's a little bat handle blooper behind the shortstop position, and Johnson will get back and make the catch.
Now batting number 13, catcher Ridings.
Now here's catcher Ridings, the catcher who singled his first time up, but he was left stranded at first base. He is 2 for 4 in today's doubleheader. First pitch breaking ball stays above the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Always nice to see a good crowd here at Bosque River Ballpark. Breaking ball this time makes the strike zone. 1-1 the count. Again, come on out Monday night. 6 o'clock first pitch against the Apaches from Tyler. That's a 9-inning affair. Pitch bounces in. Final non-conference game of the year for both squads. Tyler playing over in the Region 14 on the east side of Texas. That's hit in the air to left field. Going back is Harden in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch for out number 2.
Now batting number 2, Michael Russell.
Brings up the second baseman, Michael Russell. Called out on strikes his first time up. One of 3 strikeouts recorded by Griffin Lewis in the start. Fouls off the first pitch. Baseball here Monday and Saturday of next week. And the Highlanders are on the road at North Central on Wednesday. That's in for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, no messing around with that pitch to the 8-hole hitter, Michael Russell. Russell 0 for 3 today. Bounced that one in. Goitia blocks it. Got to get him anxious to put the ball in play at 0-2. One-two offering. Got a piece of it. The last second tried to hold up the swing, but fouled it off. Still effective in keeping the at-bat going. Slider misses outside to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Game 2 out in Cisco. Grayson with 4 runs, still batting in the top half of the 3rd inning, leads Cisco 6-1. Checked his swing. He checked it in time, according to our first base umpire, Caleb Overstreet. So it goes full at 3-2.
Come get him. Come get him.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. McCullough rocks and fires. Pitch is hit in the air toward the gap in left center field, and it'll get down for at least 1. Going into second base is Russell with a double. Fifth hit of the game, or make that 6th hit of the game
Batting number 12, Will.
for Vernon. It's a 2-out double. 6th double of the year for Michael Russell. He's in scoring position for the 9-hole hitter, Will Dixon. Dixon grounded out to Spencer Budd at second base his first time up. Dixon 1 for 4 to this point in today's doubleheader. First pitch bounces off the plate. Goitia keeps it in front. 1-0 the count. If Grayson wins that game, that'll be their 24th win of the year. Another pitch that bounces in. That'll put them 3 up in the win column over Weatherford. Weatherford taking the week off. They're at 21 wins right now, and they finish off against Vernon. So they would basically have to sweep Vernon to overtake Grayson for first place in the conference. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. But also that win for Grayson will deny the McLennan Highlanders either definitely first place in the conference. And depending on how Weatherford does against Vernon, whether or not they will finish 2nd or 3rd. Shot toward the gap in right center field, going to get down for extra bases. Coming home to score is Russell. And going into second base with an RBI double is Will Dixon. And it's 10-1, still in favor of McLennan.
All right, guys, let's go.
Well, the bottom of the order finally strikes through for Vernon with back-to-back doubles after 2 are out. 23rd RBI of the year for Will Dixon. 39th time that Russell has touched the pay station. Back to the top of the order, Eric Masonette, after he watches the first pitch for a strike. Tripled in the first, but left stranded. Grounded out to third base. Grounded out to second base in the 3rd. Check swing. Didn't check it in time, according to our home plate umpire. 0-2 the count. They had a tough out, hitting .500 against the Highlanders this week. A couple of runs scored. 1 RBI in the series. McCullough checks his runner at second. 0-2 pitch. Taken low and away. Pretty good eye. Nope, take that back. Mickey Cochran calls him out on strikes. Didn't really sell that one out. And Cochran says, I think he went around. Here's a borderline pitch. Goes the way of the pitcher, Gavin McCullough, as he picks up his first strikeout in the fourth for the Highlanders. Vernon gets a run. They do it on 2 base hits. There was no errors and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the fourth with a new score. It's McLennan 10 and Vernon 1.
This is why you need Centex Primetime. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
Need video?
Gavin McCullough back on the mound after relieving Chance Fouts with nobody out and 2 on. In the third, he allowed those 2 inherited runners to score and gave up 3 runs of his own in the third inning. Finally, he retired the Highlanders in the third, so he faces 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order here in the bottom of the fourth. Marcus Smith leads it off. The designated hitter in game 2 takes the first pitch down for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 in this one with a called third strike and a fly out to right field. 0 for 3 on the day, but has scored a run in the first game. Takes a pitch up high. 2 balls and no strikes. Highlanders have taken advantage of 8 free bases in this game. 6 walks and a couple of hit batters. Breaking balls upstairs. In the heart of Main Street for a strike, 3-1. We do have another right-hander getting loose in the pen. 3-1 pitch. That is hit well and deep, and it is treetop tall and over the wall. A solo home run for Marcus Smith makes it 11-1. Tenth home run of the year for Marcus Smith and his 46th RBI. He celebrates with his teammates.
Now batting number 4, Daniel Porter.
Highlanders once again up by 10. Run rule is 10 after 5 and 8 after 7. Now Devin McIntosh has asked for time and is headed out to the mound, and well, he's made the call to the bullpen, so that's going to be all for Grant McClendon. He's going to go an inning. He's going to give up 4 runs. They're all earned on just 2 base hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1. Lakewood Grant McClendon now out of the game. Now taking over on the hill for the Vernon Chaparrals is Cooper Sinney. 5'11", 200-pound freshman from Toller. I'm saying that right. Sennenne. It may be Sene. For Cooper Sinning, this will be just his 6th appearance of the year. No wins, no losses, no saves. 9 innings pitched. He's given up 9 runs, and they're earned on 12 hits. He's walked 5 and struck out 8. Opponent's hitting .316 off of Cine, who has a 9.00 earned run average. He's the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Chaparrals. Chance Fout started it, went 2 innings, and gave up 7 runs on just 2 hits. He walked 4, struck out 1, and hit 2. Grant McLennan with 1 inning out of the bullpen has given up 4 runs on just 2 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1, and now Cooper Sinning on the hill. Highlanders looking to put this one away on the run rule if they can. Like to get a little bit more insurance here in the bottom of the 4th and then shut down Vernon in the 5th and send them home early.
Now batting number 4, Daniel Arden.
Go, Daniel. Come on, Daniel.
Hits the first pitch back up the middle, and it's in the center field. Russell gave a dive to try to keep it in, but Daniel has his first hit of the game. Single up the middle.
Now batting number 49, Eden Richards.
So Harden has been on 3 times now and scored 2 of the 3 times already on a walk and a hit batsman. Now here's Dayton LaChance with a 3-run homer in the 1st, a walk and a run scored in the 3rd. Fouls off the first pitch. Now 4 for 12 against Viking pitchers in the series. 3 for 5 in the day's doubleheader. Takes a pitch low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not much of a lead at first base for Harden. Foul tipped off the mitt. Big cut take by LaChance there. Dayton now with 25 career home runs and 141 career RBI. Pops this one up. Shallow center field. Second baseman, shortstop going out. Second baseman Russell will make the catch. Good job by the pitcher. Senny to go cover second base since nobody was there. LaChance pops out to shallow center field to the second baseman for the first out. Now here's McLean Helton. Helton walked and scored his last time up. 41st run he scored this year. Takes the first pitch for a strike. He's also grounded out to the shortstop to end the 1st inning. Freshman from Cy-Woods High School, hitting .333 on the year. I make that .330 on the year. Lines this one to left field, but right at the left fielder, Leonard, he'll leap and make the catch for out number 2. Hit it pretty good, but right at the left fielder for the second out.
Now batting number 7, Cage McLeod.
Here's Cage McLeod. He brought home a run with a bases loaded walk his last time up. He's walked both times he's come to the plate in this one. And has scored 1 of the 2 times. That pitch hits it. Hit by the pitch for the 10th time this year. That pushes Harden down to second base and brings up A.J. Goitia a grand slam home run his last time to the plate.
Now batting number 19, AJ Fortia.
He's 1 for 2 today. And he started the second and fourth games of this series. 2 for 6 against Vernon pitching with 3 runs scored, a home run and 5 RBI. Batting in the 8th spot in the order for Tyler Johnson. Big lead for McLeod at first base, with the first baseman playing well behind him. First pitch to Goitia is down for ball 1. Goitia hitting .289 on the season, but has hit well in conference play, a .343 conference average coming into this series. Fouls this one over the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. .32 hits on the year now for Goitia. 9 doubles and 7 home runs on his ledger. Pitch low and away and gets through the catcher. Both runners will move up on a pass ball. Now a couple of insurance runs in scoring position with 2 outs. Goitia just trying to deliver something in the outfield and see if he can pick up his 5th and 6th RBIs of today's game. Pitch is high. 3 balls and 1 strike to the Highlander catcher. 9-hole hitter Walker Freeman waits on deck. Big swing and a miss. Went after the 3-1 pitch.
Work it out, AJ.
2 outs and 2 in scoring position. First base is open. Senny gets the sign from his catcher writings. Ball 4, it's high. Goitia walks
Now batting number
to load him up.
Walker Freeman.
7 walks issued by Vernon pitching, along with a couple of hit batters. 31st walk collected by Goitia. Now Walker Freeman at the plate 0 for 2 with a pop out to the shortstop, and he's been called out on strikes and takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Freeman looking for his first hit against Vernon. He's 0 for 5 against Chaparral pitching. Sacks full of Highlanders. They got a 10-run lead at 11-1. And a line shot that gets to the second baseman on the bounce. Russell will throw it to first base, and that will end the inning. Highlanders, though, get a run on the solo home run by Marcus Smith. There was also 1 other hit in the inning, so 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, and 3 runners left on base. We go to the 5th with the new score. It's McLennan 11 and Vernon 1.
Video or audio solutions, Lighthouse Streaming, a full-scale media agency, can transform any event. Check this out. We're talking live streaming that's crisp and clear, event audio that hits every note, and church video and audio solutions that'll enhance worship. Corporate events, we got those on lock too. From concerts to conferences, Lighthouse Streaming and Audio makes your vision shine. Book your appointment now at lighthousestreaming.com or call 254-252-4206 for a free consultation. Let's elevate your event and light up the stage.
I was on that front line. Look. Look. I was on that front line. Man, they finna tell us. Look. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time? Search what you can't find. I do it for them days that.
Third pitcher of the contest for McLennan, taking his warm-up tosses on the hill. It's Ty Wade. 6'2", 225 freshman out of Texarkana, Arkansas. Taking over for Gavin McCullough, who goes an inning in relief of the starter, Griffin Lewis. McCullough gave up a run on 2 hits. He walked nobody, struck out 1. So now it's Ty Wade on, trying to get the 3-up, 3-down inning and get the run rule win for the Highlanders. For Wade, it is his 8th appearance of the year. He's got no wins and a loss and no saves. He's only thrown 8 innings, giving up 4 runs. 3 are earned on 9 hits. He's walked 6 and struck out 8. Opponent's hitting .273 off of Wade, who has a 3.38 earned run average. First batter he faces is left fielder Irvin Leonard. First pitch is ball 1. This is upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Leonard 0 for 2 with a line out to third and a strikeout. 0 for 5 in the day's doubleheader. 0 for McLennan. He hadn't had a hit against the Highlanders yet. Batting .333 on the year, you would think he's due. Wade's 2-0. That's in the heart of the plate. Highlanders trying to close this one off on the run rule and take the series 3-1. That's fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one just got a piece of that one. Fouled it off of A.J. Goitia. Stays at 2-2. Off speed, but hit well down to left field. Harden went back first, but now comes in and makes the catch. Crowd number 1. That ball hit right at you is always the toughest to judge. You don't know if it's going behind you, in front of you, or right at you. You just have to wait a second until you figure it out. Harden thought it was going deep, but then realized it wasn't hit as hard as he thought. Came in and made the catch. 1 out. Here's the 3-hole hitter, Cooper Thomas. Singled his last time, 1 for 2 with a strikeout his other trip. Takes a pitch inside corner for strike 1. Thomas from Granbury, a sophomore. Now 2 for 12 against the Highlanders in this series. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball back up the middle into center field. The Charlie Brown single has a 1-out base runner in Cooper Thomas. Thomas' second hit of this game.
Now batting number 17, Anthony Talpa.
Brings up Anthony Talpa, the designated hitter. He singled his last time up after a line out to left field his first time up, so 1 for 2 in this one. And 2 for 6 in today's doubleheader. Wade working from the stretch now. Delivers a fastball outside for ball 1. Highlanders won the first game. Surrendered the lead in the top of the 7th, but got a grand slam in the bottom of the 7th to win it. 1-0. That's called strike at the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike. Team split the 2 games on Tuesday out in Vernon. Vernon won the first game in 8 innings on a walk-off home run with 2 outs. Pitch misses down. Highlanders came back in the nightcap. Got a grand slam home run from Cage McLeod in that one. Highlanders have hit 3 grand slam home runs against Vernon in this series. 2 today, 1 in each game. Off speed, out in front of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The shots hit the grand slam to walk it off in game 1. Goitia hit a grand slam in this one to put it in a 10-run situation. Line drive down the right side. It is slicing, and it is a fair ball. Freeman gets to it and gets it back in. It's a double for Talpa. And the Vernon Chaparrals just will not go away. Talpa with just his 5th double of the year. But he's 2 for 3 in this contest. Now here's Joey Duran. Rolled into a fielder's choice his last time up that erased a runner at second base. First time up, he flew out to center field. 3 for 12 against the Highlanders. Wade's first offering is in for a strike at the letters. Duran started this series hitting .389. He's dropped to .384 with his 3 for 12. He's collected 66 hits on the year. Hits this one foul down the first base side. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Wade trying to keep it at a 10-run lead so the Highlanders can take the run rule win. The 0-2 pitch. That's popped up behind home plate. Goitia giving it a look, but it gets over the backstop. Wade, the 3rd pitcher of the game for McLennan. Griffin Lewis with the first 3. Gavin McCullough for an inning, and now Ty Wade. Runners at second and third, just 1 out. 1-0-2 pitch hit on the ground to the shortstop, Johnson. He'll go to first base and get the out there, but the run comes home, and it's now a 11-2 ball game. As Thomas scores, Duran picks up his 56th RBI of the year on the ground out. Talpa stayed at second base and the ball hit in front of him. Now here's George Oliveira. Swing and a miss on a slider. Oliveira singled his first time up. McCullough got him to pop out to the shortstop, so this is the 3rd pitcher he's seen since entering the game. He is 3 for 6 in today's doubleheader, but has not scored a run yet. 6'3", 210-pound freshman out of Puerto Rico, George Oliveira. Swing and a miss. Wade a pitch away from ending the top half of the 5th inning and giving his team a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the inning with 1 run. Looking ahead, top of the order coming up for the Highlanders. A swing and a miss and a pitch down low. Goitia will step out and throw it down to LaChance to complete the strikeout and end the inning. Vernon, though, comes up with a run. They do it on 2 base hits. No Highlander errors and 1 runner left on base. Head to the bottom of the 5th with a new score. It's McLennan 11 and Vernon 2.
We couldn't shine. I was on that front line. How they finna tell us it ain't our time?
This is why you need Centex Primetime. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
Right-hander from Tolar, Texas, Cooper Sinang. Back to the hill. Faces the top of the order, Sherman Johnson, Spencer Button, and then Marcus Smith. They give up no runs on a hit. A walk and a hit batsman in his one inning of work so far. And he delivers a first pitch strike to Sherman Johnson. He's 1 for 3 in the game with a 2-run homer back in the second inning. It was his 7th round tripper of the year, and he now has 35 RBI. Johnson is 3 for 6 in today's doubleheader with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Has a count of 2 balls and 1 strike on him. Trying to become a leadoff base runner here. Hits this one in the air, got under it to center field. It's shallow. Running in quickly is Dixon. Now he stops and makes the catch. And there's 1 out.
Now batting number 9, Spencer Butt.
He's up second baseman Spencer Butt. 0 for 1 officially, but hit by a pitch in the first and scored. Walked and left stranded in the second. Flew out to the third baseman in the third. Takes the first pitch down for ball 1. 2 for 4 today's doubleheader with a couple of runs scored and an RBI. Pitch is above the letters. 2-0 the count. The run he scored was the 38th run he scored this year. Pitch misses inside. Had to get the shoestrings out of the way of that one. 3-0 the count. Taken for a strike. Like Brecken Minuet is on deck. Going to hit for Marcus Smith in the 3rd spot in the order as the designated hitter. Pitch misses inside for ball 4. Butt takes his 2nd walk of the game. His 37th of the year. And that'll bring up the pinch hitter, Brecken Minuet. Minuet got the start in our first game and went 0 for 2 as the designated hitter. Batting for Marcus Smith here, who was 1 for 3 with a solo home run. A strikeout and a flyout. Minuet, sophomore out of Houston, appearing in his 71st game as a Highlander. Takes a pitch for ball 1. 47 career hits for Minuet, includes 13 doubles, a triple, and 3 career home runs. A throw to first base will send Spencer Button scrambling back to the bag. Minuet hitting .273 this year, has his career average at .250. A big swing and a miss there, out in front of a changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the 18th game for him to appear in here in his sophomore season after appearing in 53 a year ago. Takes a pitch down. Puts him ahead in the count of 2 balls and 1 strike. City to his stretch. Pitches a slider down. 3-1. Minuet looking to push the potential winning run over to second base with 1 out. Big swing and a miss. Count full. See if they decide to put Butt in motion here. Being held on there by Thomas. He's going. Pitch is up and in, and it hits Brecken.
Now batting number 4, Daniel.
It's the 2nd time this year that Minuet's been hit by a pitch. 8th time in his career. And now here's Daniel Harden. Harden is 1 for 1 in this one with 2 runs scored. He has walked and scored, been hit by a pitch and scored, and singled his last time up. 2 runs scored in this one. Now has him 57 runs scored on the year. The team leader in that department. Spent a lot of time in the leadoff spot, but pretty much the second half of the season they moved him down into the cleanup spot. Sophomore out of Prairieville, Louisiana. Hitting .311 in his career for the Highlanders. .357 this year. 1-0 the count on the future LSU Tiger. Pitch misses down, 2 balls and no strikes. Out in Cisco, they're in the bottom of the 5th with Grayson leading the Wranglers 7-2 after winning the first game on the run rule 15-0. Grayson looking to get the sweep there. 3-0 the count with Dayton LaChance waiting on deck. Goes back on the pitch this high for ball 4. So after getting the first out on a fly out, a walk, a hit batter, and another walk has loaded him up. The potential winning run just 90 feet away. With Dayton LaChance at the plate, 1 for 2. A 3-run homer in the first, walked and scored in the third, popped out to the second baseman in the fourth. Harden with 34 walks on the year now. LaChance fouls that one off at the plate. And Dayton 4 for 13 against Vernon in this series with 5 runs scored and 8 RBI. He's hit 2 home runs, both of them today, basically in back-to-back at-bats. His last at-bat in game 1, first at-bat in game 2. The 0-1 popped up on the infield fly rule in effect. Don't have to make the catch, but also the second baseman does, and that's out number 2.
Now batting number 6. McLennan.
That leaves it up to McLean-Helton to try to close it out early here in the 5th. Again, the run rule is 10 after 5 and 8 after 7. Helton is 0 for 2 with a walk in between a ground out and a fly out. Walked and scored back in the 3rd inning. Bases for Highlanders. Fouled it off, left side out of play. Bases loaded, walk could win it for the Highlanders here. Base knock. Wild pitch, pass ball. Pitch is low and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Helton hitting .330 on the year. He's raised his average 9 points in this series. Pitch misses outside on a slow breaking ball. 2-1 the count. Spencer Butt at third base. The pitch is hit into the gap in right field, and that's going to do it. Spencer Butt will score. 1 more run will score. He's headed to third base. That's where he'll stop, is with a triple. And that's the way they'll call it. A game-winning triple for McLean-Helton. Picks up 3 RBIs. And the Highlanders win it on the run rule. 14-2. In the 5th inning, the Highlanders get 3 runs. They do it on just 1 base hit. There was no errors and 1 man left on base. Give me a second to get the final totals here. 14 runs on 6 hits for the Highlanders. They leave 5 runners on base. For Vernon, they get 2 runs on 9 hits. They commit no errors, and they leave 7 runners on base. Winning pitcher will be Griffin Lewis in the start. Loser will be Chance Fouts. We were just 4 minutes shy of a 2-hour ball game, 1:56 to finish this one in 5 innings. So the Highlanders go to 35-16 on the year, 19-9 in conference play. Vernon, meanwhile, drops to 30-22 on the year and an even 14-14 on the season. Meanwhile, out in Cisco, Grayson batting in the top half of the 6th inning leads the Wranglers 7-2. So if they hold on to that, then Grayson will have their 24th win of the year. And the Highlanders will not be able to catch them as they have just 4 games left. And that would mean 23 wins is the most that they could come up with. So they're not going to finish in first place. Still between them and Weatherford and Grayson as to how things finish out. But the Highlanders do take the series from Vernon, sweeping the home doubleheader, winning the first game 9-6, and capping off in the second game 14-2. Next action for the Highlanders will be right here at Bosque River Ballpark on Monday at 6 o'clock in the evening. We're going to play under the lights against the Tyler Apaches. And then the Highlanders will have their last conference series starting Wednesday in Gainesville and finish it off next Saturday here at Bosque River Ballpark. I'm Lark Smith. Remind you again, our final in game 2 is McLennan 14 and Vernon